Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to learn the basic concepts of probability. What are the basic terms involved in probability? First one is experiment. An experiment is an action or process of give some well-defined outcomes. Experiment is an simply action. For example, tossing a coin once is an experiment. Rolling a dice is an experiment. Drawing a card from the deck of cards is an experiment. And selecting a ball from bag is also an experiment. The next one, event. An event is an outcome or set of outcomes. Event is an outcome or set of outcomes. The results in an experiment is called outcome, and one outcome or set of outcomes is called event. Example, getting a head when coin is tossed, getting a number 3 when dice is thrown, getting an even number when dice is thrown. An event can be single outcome or group of outcomes. The next one, types of outcomes. How many types of outcomes we have? First one is certain. Certain event or sure event. What is sure event? For example, a bag contains all red balls. Selecting a red ball from the bag is sure event. So one more example, when dice is thrown, getting a number less than 6 is a sure event. A bag contains all green balls. Selecting a green ball is sure event. A bag contains all defective bulbs. Selecting a defective bulb is a sure event. The probability of certain event or sure event is always 1. Next, impossible event means cannot be happens. It's never happens. Example, a bag contains all red balls. Selecting a green ball from the bag is a impossible event. Or when a dice is thrown, getting a number more than 6 is an impossible event. Impossible event means that cannot be happens. The probability of impossible is 0. P of E is equal to 0. Next, equally likely events. Equally likely events means equal chance of occurrence of an event is called equally likely events. For example, when tossing a coin, getting a head and getting a tail both are equally likely events. Next, when we throw a dice, getting an even number and getting an odd number is equally likely events. Next, complementary events. Complementary events, the sum of probabilities of two events is 1, then they are called complementary events. For example, when a coin is tossed, when tossing a coin, getting the probability of getting a head and the probability of getting a tail is equal to 1, then they are said to be complementary events. Next, one more thing, when throwing a dice, throwing one dice, getting an even number and getting an odd number, both are complementary events. Next one, what is the definition of probability? The chance of an event or happening is called probability. The chance of an event happening is called probability. Probability always lies between 0 and 1 or equal to 0 and 1. 0 less than or is equal to probability of E less than or is equal to 1. So probability of E, which is denoted by P of E, P of E is equal to M by N. M by N. M is favorable outcomes and N is total number of outcomes in that event. So P of E, probability of an event, and M, favorable outcomes, and N, total number of outcomes. P of E is equal to M by N. M by N, where M is number of favorable outcomes, N is total number of outcomes. Probability always lies between 0 and 1 or equal to 0 and 1. So let us see some examples. Example 1. A coin is tossed once. What is the probability of getting a head? First find all possible outcomes. When we tossing a coin, all possible outcomes, whether we will get a head or tails. The sample space is h comma t. Total outcomes is 2. When tossing a coin once, then total number of outcomes head or tails n is equal to 2. Then favorable outcomes to getting a head only 1. The favorable outcomes is 1, total number of outcomes is 2. Then probability of getting a head is m by n is equal to 1 by. So therefore the probability of getting a head is 1 by 2. Let us see the next example. A dice is rolled once. What is the probability of getting number 3? First find the sample space. Sample space means the total number of outcomes when dice is rolled. When one dice is rolled, the total number of outcomes, whether we will get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So n is equal to 6. When dice is rolled, the sample space, total number of outcomes is called also sample space. The total number of outcomes n is equal to 6. Then favorable outcomes to getting a number 3 is 1. We have only 1 3's here. Favorable outcomes is 1. Probability of getting number 3 is equal to m by n. Favorable outcomes 1 and total outcomes 6. 1 by 6. The probability of getting number 3 is 1 by 6. Let us see the next example. A bag contains 5 red balls and 3 blue balls, 2 green balls. A bag contains 5 red balls, 3 blue balls, 2 green balls. One ball is taken at random, or one ball is selected at random. What is the probability of getting a blue ball? First find the total outcomes. Sample space. Red balls 5, blue balls 3 and green balls 2. Total number of balls 10. Total number of outcomes n is equal to 10. N is equal to 10. And favorable outcomes m is equal to blue balls. How many blue balls we have? 3. Favorable outcomes is 3. Then probability of getting a blue ball is 3 by 10. Probability of getting a blue ball is 3 by 10. From this question, the probability of getting a green balls is 2 by 10. And the probability of getting a red balls is 5 by 10.